Good evening to each and every one. What we have, along with Dr. Gray and his staff, we've met and we have sat many hours trying to make this a reality. Zion Williamson and his foundation partnering with Jefferson Parish School District. Let us give Zion a round of applause this morning. And the commitment that he has done or made to Dr. Gray and the Jefferson Parish School District, I just want you to say, this is going to be great for all of these boys and girls. This is going to be great. We worked this past Monday. The camp started last Monday. We worked last Monday, and the gym was filled up with children, all day long. And, you know, the kids are loving it. We never met these kids before. And I know that the school district had a consolidated moment where they consolidated some schools, but I promised the superintendent, I've been through this consolidated school system before, a consolidated system before, where I worked as a teacher in it. And when kids came in, they were lost almost. They were lost, they were afraid, friends going somewhere else. Listen, I assured him that we will make this transition for the kids as easy as possible. We're doing some things that we're going to do to help the parents, to offset some of the costs that the parents have accrued or that will occur to them as they move forward in the school year. We're going to be there to support. We are there to help the children, to lead, guide, and mentor all these kids. We're here for that. That's what we do. That's why we are here. We want to be a difference maker. Now, this program could not have happened this morning without the help of our director for our summer program. Faye, where you come up, Faye, real quick, if you want to say a word. Just, she has been very instrumental. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you everyone for being here today. And thank you Jefferson Parish for partnering with Zion. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy to help Zion, helping our children in Louisiana and in Jefferson Parish.
Also, my staff and Dr. Gray, I would be remiss if I didn't point out the staff who Dr. Gray has allowed to come into Jefferson Parish School District, and along the way, of course, we had to do background check and to make sure that everybody was legit, and that we're rule followers, and we wanted to make sure. But here are my staff, and they're all here. A couple of my friends from Clemson, South Carolina, or from Sumter, South Carolina, played sports. Harley Fullwood, he played at Clemson University, football. Horace Wyatt, Clemson basketball player. And Chubby Wells, where are you, Chubby? Raise your hand. Chubby Wells, he played at Clemson also. And my friends and family from South Carolina, Kelvin, the Goins family, they're over there. Raise your hand, guys. Lewis Monk, he played at Prairie View. What's that? Is that Prairie View A&M? Is that A&M? Well, that's where he played at, wherever it is. And also, now listen to me carefully. I also have some of Zion's closest people in the building to him. They're here, and they brought him this morning, and I do appreciate them, but they're still late. I got to work on that time thing with them. Phil, raise your hand, Phil. Philip Holmes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a guy that I trained, just like we're doing with you all with Jefferson Parish. There's a guy that I trained a lot of years ago, and I thought enough to bring him this way to work with Zion. And also, one of Zion's schoolmates at Duke University, Axel, where are you? And Rico, he's from New Orleans, I think Rico is. So he has some people around him. But whatever y'all hear, y'all listen to me. This is a promise. We're going to get this right. Whatever it is, we're getting it right. Just understand that from me to you, we're getting this right. Dr. Gray, thank you so much for everything that you've done. And after it's over, you and Zion will definitely take a picture for the district so that we can commemorate what we're doing. Thank you so very, very much. Oh, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. One of my closest people right here in New Orleans. Come here, doctor. One of my closest people. And I call him Mr. Weedat. Mr. We That Restaurant. This is my guy. So I do appreciate him. He has been a big brother for me as I live, move, and have my being here in this city. Thank you so much, brother.
Respect. Love you too. You know that, Coach.
But Dr. Gray, I'm going to turn it over to you. There's a lot going on and a lot that I didn't say that Dr. Gray is going to say, but when I get to talking, I don't know how to stop. So Dr. Gray, it's all on you.
Well, it seems like we all might be in trouble today because I have that same problem. So there's not too many places that I can walk into and feel comfortable because I kind of stick out like a sore thumb. I kind of feel at home today because I see a lot of 6'5", 6'7", 6'8". I don't feel like such an oddball. But, you know, something that is really, really good for kids never just happens automatically. You know, people see the outcome, but they don't always see the setup. And so when you first meet Coach Lee, what you see is what you get every single time you interact with him. He is a ball of energy, but the biggest piece is his focus is on what's best for kids. And from every conversation that we've had over the past 6-7 months, it's always driven right back down to what is right by kids. And so whenever you have somebody that has that mindset, they fit right into the culture that we're establishing here in Jefferson Parish, where kids are the driving force for everything that we do. And so for us to take the amount of time necessary for us to meticulously plan this out for us to be able to have this partnership for Summer Bridge is really beneficial. We have been able and fortunate enough to be successful over the past 2 years, even though it was some of the toughest times during any of our lives, to be able to show growth. We are one of the few districts in the state of Louisiana that has shown growth over the past 2 years. And last year we had the most growth that we've had in our district in the past 10 years. And I think that is strictly because of the hard work of our board, communicating, working together, our teachers, our staff, our principals, the community partnerships that we have, but also, you know, the people that you see in this room. This is something that you cannot do alone, and the better you have, the stronger your partnerships, the better outcomes that we're going to have for kids. So with that being said, I think we learned a lot of lessons through the pandemic, and one of the things that we want to address was summer learning loss or just learning loss throughout those 2 years. And that's where Summer Bridge came to be. And so our Summer Bridge program is where the kids spend half the day doing instructional practices, but doing half the day doing enrichment practices. And what we want to do is expose them to an environment that is going to be supportive, nurturing, but also educational, but then have that fun piece associated with it. And so when you have partnerships tied to our program, like we have with the Zion Williamson Foundation, but also Atmos Energy, the American Heart Association, these are all people that want to try to do what is right by our kids. And so when you see all of these people that are coming from across the country to come and work with our kids here in our district, it just shows that we have synergy between our two organizations that is going to drive positive outcomes for our kids. I think the biggest piece for being and believe it or not, children, I used to be your size at some point in my life. But back when I was a little kid, it took teachers that were role models for me that got me to believe that I could be more than my environment was projecting me to be. My mom and my dad were hardworking people, but at the same time too, they were hardworking people. And so teachers had to kind of supplement that. And so whenever you have a teacher or somebody in the neighborhood or even somebody like Coach Lee and Zion and their crew to come in and have a positive impact on our kids, we all win. And so I think that having an ongoing partnership with this organization, like Coach Lee said earlier, this is only the beginning. We have plans that are going to be extending to some of our high schools, especially the ones that were impacted by the consolidations. He wants to make sure that we're making this transition as seamless as we possibly can. And one thing that, I'm gonna back up just for a hot second. So a pastor a long time ago, Walter August, who's out of Houston, he told me a long time ago, he says, if you wanna know where somebody's heart is, look where they spend their time and where they spend their money. The Zion Williamson Foundation, Coach Lee has pledged $250,000 to help offset the cost of these uniforms for some of the kids that are being impacted by the consolidations, and try to eliminate some of that burden from some of our parents. And so, they're putting their money and they're spending their time with our kids here in Jefferson Parish. Whenever we have that type of commitment and collaborations, we have no choice but to win. So I just want to say thank you, Coach Lee. Thank you, Mr. Zion, and you're big enough for me to say Mr. Mr. Zion, and everybody who's traveling out, but also our people who are here at our summer bridge programs doing this work with our kids on a day-to-day basis. So with that said, I want to say thank you and invite the next speaker up.
Let me just say this before the next speaker come up. There's a lot of people who has a hand in what's going on financially also, and one of the speakers are going to come up, Mr. Shelton, who's on behalf of Congressman Troy Carter. You know, they're very instrumental in what we're doing and what we're able to put together for these students. So thank you very much. And also, Swin Cash over there, one of my favorite people with the Pelicans. She's trying to hide over there. And all of the Pelican staff who are here, production and PR staff, thank y'all so much. All the television people, wherever you're from, thank you all so much. Who's our next speaker? Mr. Sheldon, thank you.
Hello, everyone. I bring greetings from Congressman Troy Carter. Today, unfortunately, he couldn't be here today due to his constant representation on the Hill for all Louisianians. But he did leave me with a couple of words to say on his behalf. The Congressman wanted to make sure that everyone know that he supports and partners with Jefferson Parish schools and community-based organizations to ensure that students get the support they need during the summer months. The Congressman also looks forward to hearing about the success of these programs and hope to find a way to duplicate this program's success across his district. And lastly, he would like to also thank all the entities involved in making this project happen. Of course, Mr. Zion Wilson, Coach Lee Anderson, and members of the Zion Williamson Foundation, Dr. James Gray, Jefferson Parish School Superintendent, New Orleans Pelicans production team, Atmos Energy, and the American Heart Association. All of these entities he's very, very pleased with, and he says that he's proud that they're advocating for the initiative and serving our next generation, which is these beautiful kids down here. Again, he would like to also say that he's very grateful, and he said thank you, and he says that you all have a great summer and enjoy yourselves, because school's going to start in the blink of an eye.
That's a lot to follow up. But I guess I'll start with a little bit about myself. I came up in a camp held by my stepdad when I was younger. That's where I fell in love with the game of basketball. That's where I met a lot of my close friends, and that's where I met a man I consider my big brother, who's with me today. Basketball has taken me a lot of places that I didn't even think it could take me. So when my stepdad came to me with the idea and we was talking about it, we wanted to start something of our own, like a camp. And don't let him fool y'all. He a smooth talker. He is smooth. I don't know how he convinced y'all to put into this and put the effort in, but thank you. Everybody that's been a part of this process, just thank you. I really do appreciate it. Words, no, I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm not that good. I'm not that good. But no, I just want to say words can't truly express how I really feel about, being able to have a camp of my own and just help kids. Because, I mean, that changed my childhood. I don't know where I'd be today without this camp. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that helped, and I'm very grateful for it.